Gamers, how you doing? This is your boy, Heisenberg Wins, aka Hollywood Williams, aka HW here. And oh man, do I got a topic for you. Gears of War 4. More specifically, my Gears of War 4 wish list. We writing Santa today, kids. So there are a few things that I think could make Gears of War 4 one of the best Gears of War games to ever come out. And keep in mind, I'm not a pro player, so my perspective is going to be a whole lot different from, say, a pro player's perspective. I just play for fun. I like playing. I enjoy playing online, especially for Gears of War, but I also enjoy playing campaign. And I haven't really compiled a list of things that I want to see. This is just off the dome, my people. This is off the dome. We about to freestyle in this sucker. Number one on my wish list, and it's something fairly simple. It's something that the Ultimate Edition had. It's just a more traditional game lobby, and I'm talking about the multiplayer aspect. At the end of each game, even for quick match, at the end of each game, they take us back to the lobby. And Gears of War 3, if you were to go to a quick match, it would not take you back to a lobby. You would stay in the game. You and the same people that you just played with, it would stay in the game, and you guys would just, jump from game to game to game to game with really no breaks in between. Maybe a 10 to 15 second break. It depends if the game even loads up or not. But Ultimate Edition had it where even if you were in quick match, it would take you back to the traditional lobby, and you would have, I think, 30 to 45 seconds until the next game appeared. And then during that time, you can change your weapon skins, you can change your guns up, you can and you can also vote for the maps that you want to play on. I think just something small like that can make the multiplayer experience just a little bit better. And something else also on the multiplayer aspect, new guns. Now, I know the last two primary weapons that was introduced to the Gears of War series, or excuse me, not the last two, but the two that were introduced in Gears of War 3, the sawed-off shotgun and the retro lancer, probably two of the most ill-received guns to ever be introduced into a franchise, ever. They were quote-unquote noob weapons. You can make the argument there. In Gears of War Judgment, they try to fix the things that were wrong with them, but you can't really fix that. Those weapons are made to do what they were made to do, and you can't really fix it. The only way to fix it is probably to take them out the game, but I have a feeling that the Coalition is not going to want to do that. So they're the sawed-off and the retro lancer they're probably definitely going to be in the game, and I don't expect them to not be in the game. Gears of War Judgment introduced, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, the Marxa. I enjoyed the Marxa. The Marxa was fun. They also introduced the Breach Shot. The Breach Shot was also very fun. They introduced the Bushka. I think it's called the Bushka, which is just like a grenade launcher type weapon. It's pretty skill based, so that one was also nice. I'm trying to think, what other weapons did they introduce? I think that was it. So they were onto something with Gears of War Judgment as far as introducing new weapons, and that was the only thing that they were onto something with. Gears of War Judgment was not my favorite by far. But they did get the weapons right. The new weapons, they did get those right. So I think there's some hope there. So if the Coalition could just continue to improve on the new weapons that have been introduced and introduce some of their own. I think that can make for some really interesting experiences, new experiences for the Gears of War series. And something else that I think they should definitely keep in the game. No, I don't think. I know, and I know probably a good 95 to 99% of all Gears players would agree, wall bouncing must stay in the game, as well as spotting. Spotting is also coming to the Ultimate Edition, which is very nice. Spotting is a very helpful tool, underrated and maybe even underutilized, but I think it definitely has a place in the Ultimate Edition, as well as Gears of War 4. So they need to keep wall bouncing in Gears and spotting in Gears of War 4 for sure. And something else that I know I keep going back to Gears of War Judgment, but they did introduce some interesting things in Gears of War Judgment. They introduced skins, not for the weapons, but for the actual armor. I think that's a great idea. It just adds another layer of customization, which I think that there's always room for that, especially in games that have multiplayer. You want to stand out from the pack, and you want to show that you've done things to get the things that you have. And what way to better showcase that than, any physical outward appearances like the skins for your armor and for the weapons. And I think they were onto something with that in Gears of War Judgment. So if they can just continue to build on that for Gears of War 4, I think that will also be greatly appreciated from the fans. Something else that I just thought of, this isn't necessarily a reboot of Gears of War, so I hope they're not going to treat it like a reboot of Gears of War. Meaning, I hope we do not get a bare bones, stripped game that we are accustomed to. I hope Gears of War 4 has Horde mode, has every single thing that Gears of War Judgment had as far as modes go, and more. I hope they don't take too much away to where it's like, we're starting over. So that's why we had to take everything. No, Coalition, you listen to me right now. You better not, and I mean, you better not take away anything that was in Gears of War Judgment or Gears of War 3. You better be adding, improving, because if not, if we get a bare bones game for Gears of War 4, Coalition, I know where y'all are at, okay, and we will come and get you. Just don't give us a bare bones game. I don't think that's a problem. I think we will be getting a fully fleshed out bunch of content. I think that's where we're going to get. But Gears of War Judgment did only ship with 4 multiplayer maps. 4 multiplayer maps. 4 multiplayer maps. Not impressive at all. Unacceptable in today's world of gaming. So I think they learned from Epic's mistakes in Gears of War Judgment. So this is why I'm pretty confident that Gears of War 4 is gonna be nice. So that wraps up my Gears of War 4 wish list. It was more about the multiplayer and not campaign, simply because they hit the nail on the head with the campaign. I don't really want to see any drastic changes to the campaign formula, because the junk works. It simply works. So tell me, what do you guys want to see in Gears of War 4 that you think could make the game a lot better? Leave it in the comment section below. I know y'all suckers got opinions. Let them joints be heard. And this is Ben Heisenberg Wins, and I'm out, y'all.